But perhaps the most sinister figure in Justin's early years was Diddy.
Look how this shit just looks, bro. Like, he just looks uncomfortable. Where are these niggas, bro? Are they in the forest or is this shit a green screen? This nigga Diddy had to be at least 40 at this time, bro. I'm thinking. Talking about, why you don't call me, bro? That shit really hurt my feelings when you ain't, you know what I'm saying, keep in contact with me. It's like, Diddy, you're a grown man. Why are you hanging with a teen as a grown ass man, bro? Why? Where was my nigga parents at? Nigga had 48 hours with Diddy as like a fucking 13-year-old, bro. Like, that is actually insane. What's going on, YouTube? CDA Green here, back with another video, and today we have the moment Justin Bieber finds out he lost everything. Okay. Well, I didn't know it was like a specific moment, like if this is a recent moment where he realizes he lost everything, or he lost everything. I'm talking like I can't, you know what I'm saying, speak to that. But Jesus, you know, because we already know that he's been mentally unstable, you know what I'm saying, being connected with Diddy, being a celebrity, having your business out there in the public. We know my boy be struggling. He be looking like he's like strung out on perks sometimes, just like out and about, you know what I'm saying, whether it's during a performance or just on the street or some shit. The nigga hates his wife too. Like, he don't fuck with his wife. He over here kissing Sexy Red and SZA and all these other motherfuckers. Like, this shit is crazy, bro. But we just don't know, like, what it is. Like, you truly won't know until you know. So we can speculate all we want. But this video definitely caught my attention. If there's some new stuff coming out where he literally lost it all, bro, like, that's going to be insane. So without further ado, we just going to get straight to the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Now let's get straight to it.
Justin Bieber is falling apart, and the industry that built him is once again profiting off of his downfall. He's been posting manic videos on his Instagram, using face-distorting filters and just rambling incoherently about religion, identity, and sacrifice.
Yeah, my nigga is gone. It's gone. He got done so dirty, bro, in the worst way, though. Like, when he was a kid, he was tied in with Diddy and shit. You seen multiple instances of bro getting just like assaulted and like taken advantage of on live TV, you know what I'm saying, by like older women and shit when he was like a minor. You know, obviously being a celebrity, you don't feel like nobody understands you or really love you for real. So I know my nigga got a lot on his mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now turning to the perks and doing this shit is definitely not the best luck. But who am I to speak to that when I'm not in his position? I would like to say I wouldn't do the same thing, but you never know until you in it. So that's tough, bro. I feel for you.
Most of his fortune, reportedly over $500 million earned in his career, is being ripped away from him. And nothing seems to make sense. But once you look behind the surface, you realize that Justin's decline isn't an accident. It's been manufactured behind the scenes since he was just 13 years old. And in July 2025, as Bieber released his first album in 4 years, a surprise project.
Yeah, this shit came out and everybody was fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? But like, whoa, like his demise has been being plotted since he was 13? What? By who? I guess that's what we watching the vid for. But yeah, bro, like my nigga, he dropped this album, everybody was fucking with it. I thought we was back, you know what I'm saying? Justin Bieber and shit. But hey, man, it looked like we spoke too soon.
Project called Swag, the same machine that created him is now feeding off of his destruction. Because in this industry, your suffering keeps the lights on. But to understand what's really happening to Justin right now, we need to go back to the beginning to truly understand how a 13-year-old boy busking on the streets of Ontario became one of the most exploited figures in modern entertainment, who serves as a warning to anyone in the music industry, and how the same people who promised to protect him ultimately became his predators. It's 2008, and a charming looking...
Just one question I got, bro. Where was my nigga parents at? How was this nigga tied in with a grown ass man, bro? Diddy. Nigga had 48 hours with Diddy as like a fucking 13-year-old, bro. Like, that is actually insane. Like, what the hell are we doing?
13-year-old with a bowl cut to singing Ne-Yo's So Sick on the steps of the Avon Theatre in Stratford, Ontario. His mother films him on a cheap camera and uploads it to YouTube so his grandmother can watch. And within weeks, that innocent video attracts the attention of Scooter Braun, a 27-year-old music executive hunting for the next big thing. Braun flies Justin and a single mother to Atlanta, and the pitch is very seductive. Fame.
A single mother. Justin Bieber had a single mother. That wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't have guessed that, you know. My boy is white. I didn't know if they were struggling or not, but he seems to be doing well enough. So yeah, like, that's crazy. Like, I don't know. You just assume that bro came from some, just looking at him for some reason. I don't know how to put my finger on it. But to find out he you know what I'm saying, his mother was single, like, you know what I'm saying, she was a single mother, that's kind of crazy. I didn't expect that.
Fortune and the chance to live his dreams. There, Justin meets Usher, one of the biggest guys in the industry in that time, so it doesn't take long for record contracts to be signed. Photo ops are arranged and the narrative is perfect. The small town Canadian boy that makes it big in America. The early years seemed to just be magical for Bieber and his family at the time. Baby became one of the most watched videos in YouTube history.
Man,
his concerts sold out in minutes and merchandise
had the world in a
blew off the
chokehold.
shelves. But behind the scenes, this 14-year-old is already starting to lose control of their life. His first kiss became a media event. His voice cracking is turned into content discussed by talk show hosts. His awkward teenage years are broadcast globally for profit, like something straight out of the Truman Show, where everything in his life is designed around people watching him from afar. Ellen DeGeneres, America's supposed sweet.
Now that I'm thinking about that shit, yo, this shit would drive you crazy. Just because your voice cracked one time, everybody on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Your first kiss being like taken from you practically on live TV just for the content, for the clip farm. And then you got like, I don't know, I think my nigga got assaulted or some shit by Ellen on the TV show. Like, fuck. It's crazy, bro. Like, this is wild. And it's really just for the fame, bro. Like, they pushing my nigga into everything, bro. They showing them, my nigga, this your life now. You got no privacy. Everything you do, my nigga, is for the internet. It's for us, keeping our pockets fat. And your shit just happened to stay fat just by association, nigga. That shit would drive anybody crazy, now that I'm thinking about it. And this nigga had Diddy, bro, like Diddy in his corner. Whispering shit in his ear and shit. Talking about, why you don't call me, bro? You know what I'm saying? That shit really hurt my feelings when you ain't, you know what I'm saying, keep in contact with me. It's like, Diddy, you're a grown man. Texting a fucking preteen, why did you not call me? Like, come on, my nigga. Not texting him, but saying that shit in person on the video and shit. This nigga looked hella uncomfortable when you did that shit, bro.
Sweetheart at the time repeatedly ambushed the teenage Justin with embarrassing content during interviews. She's suddenly displaying photos designed to humiliate him, then laugh when he looks uncomfortable. Then he calls her out on this and she brushes it off as just harmless fun. This was psychological manipulation disguised as entertainment. Even more disturbing was actress Jenny McCarthy's behavior at award shows, as she multiple times attempts to kiss the teenage Justin inappropriately, including once trying to kiss his neck while he was accepting an award.
Choked this
He's
nigga.
visibly disgusted but forced to maintain composure. Even people like James Corden can't stop touching him.
Grown ass man, bro, what the fuck is you? What are you doing? And then you just got people smiling and laughing in the back. Like, come on, bro. When is enough gonna be enough? But it never will be. You know, he's the cash cow.
But perhaps the most sinister figure in Justin's early years was Diddy. The footage of their interactions viewed through the lens
bro, look how this shit just looks, bro. Like, he just looks uncomfortable. He looks like he doesn't want to be there. Where are these niggas, bro? Are they in the forest or is this shit a green screen? This nigga Diddy had to be at least 40 at this time, bro. I'm thinking. At least, I won't say 40. I don't think he that old. I think he like 50 right now. So maybe like 30, 35 minimum. And this nigga's a teenager, bro. Why are you hanging with a teen as a grown ass man, bro? Why?
What we now
we knew why, but like, come on, my nigga.
Know about Diddy is genuinely disturbing. In one now famous, infamous video, Diddy promises 15-year-old Justin a Lamborghini when he turns 16 and offers him a house when he's 18. These weren't just casual offers, they're classic grooming behavior using expensive gifts to create obligations to him, a pattern he's repeated with numerous celebrities, though perhaps none as young and as vulnerable as Justin that we know of. Even more troubling is the footage where Diddy openly says that Justin should know better than to talk about what happens at his place.
Wow.
And he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Diddy had custody of 15-year-old Justin for 48 hours. Just let that sink in. An adult man with a documented history of very inappropriate behavior given unsupervised access to a child star for 2 full days. There's also strange footage that appears to show Diddy checking Justin for a wire as if the teenager might be recording their conversations. Given what we now know about Diddy's alleged crimes today and all the freak-off parties and abuse of young artists, those 48 hours might take on a much darker significance. You can actually see the nervousness in Bieber's face then, and that's only grown into a much deeper, more stirring expression that makes you wonder what he's been subjected to behind closed doors. All of this is happening while he never gets to live a normal childhood life.
That's what I'm saying. Where is my dog's parents, bro? Or his mom, at the very least? Like, how do you even get 48 hours with Diddy? I don't even mean to like laugh or make a joke out of that shit, bro, but like, who signed the idea for that shit? Like, come on, my nigga. I mean, I guess because Diddy, he's like big in the music industry at that time, so it's a good look for Justin to get even bigger and shit. But like, bro, like you couldn't have had this nigga mom stay at the crib too, like just to make sure shit not going bad. Like, come on, bro. Unless that was one of Diddy's, like, you know what I'm saying, terms of agreement, like one of his conditions or some shit, that Justin comes alone, which should arouse even more suspicion. Like, this is just crazy.
Screaming. People hate him everywhere. Paparazzi's always following him. His entire life from his earliest memories has always been watched and recorded.
Yeah, this has got to be
for
crazy.
Other people as entertainment.
You just trying to hold
he's annoyed,
what that looked like his child, and you just got flashing lights in your face the whole time.
Recorded. All for other people.
And you just gotta be used to it, bro.
Anytime he's annoyed, that's good content. Anytime he feels awkward or insecure as a young teenager, is exposed to the entire world. But actually, the most shocking thing with Justin and other child stars who've fallen into similar fates is what's happening in plain sight, and the roles of those close to them who seem to fail them. Throughout this period, manager Scooter Braun positioned himself as Justin's guardian. The narrative was perfect for the media. A wise older brother guides a talented kid through the danger of fame. They were inseparable. Braun made himself essential to every aspect of Justin's career and personal life. But this wasn't really protection. It isolated Bieber and made him dependent on Scooter, and by extension the parasitic entertainment industry. He controlled Justin's schedule, his finances, his relationships, and his career decisions, his entire life. He positioned himself as the only person Justin could possibly trust in this dangerous industry. And he was the one who would dictate Justin's life forever. In Justin's case, he just didn't realize what was happening until it was almost too late. The spark in his eyes from those early YouTube videos gradually dimmed with each passing year of this, replaced by a hollow stare that spoke of someone who's been emptied out. So fast forward to 2020, and Justin Bieber's career was in full swing and had generated between $500 to $1 billion during his career. His concerts always sold out stadiums. His albums would always go platinum. His merchandise was a global phenomenon. By any reasonable measure, he should have been set for life. It was only up from here, right? This is what people imagine when they think of living the dream. He had ultimate success, all the connections you could possibly ever want, all the money you could ever want, all the fame you could ever want, even the looks you would want. Justin quite literally had everything you could wish for. But in reality, he had almost nothing. And Justin's financial situation was falling apart behind the scenes. So how does someone earn $1 billion and end up financially desperate? It may seem impossible, but it's a well-trodden path for young people in the entertainment industry, a slippery slope that you struggle to get off of. It's a classic music industry debt trap that catches many young successful artists. Those with the biggest, purest dreams are some of the easiest targets. Here's how it works. Record labels and management companies at the top of the industry give artists advances, upfront payments that look like free money but are actually loans against future earnings. The catch is that these advances are recoupable, meaning they could just be paid back through the artist's share of royalties, which typically range from 10 to 16% of total sales. But it gets worse through something called cross-collateralization. That means if one album flops, the debt carries over onto the next project. All of Justin's future earnings from any source the contract covers get used to pay off old debts. So a failed album in 2015 could still be eating into profits from a hit album in 2020. Now, obviously Justin wasn't exactly broke here in the traditional sense. His current net worth is still estimated to be around $200 to $300 million. But the vast majority was illiquid, and he faced a severe cash flow crisis in 2022, as sources claim that he was on the verge of financial collapse and was so cash poor that he had to borrow a friend's credit card to play golf.
Really?
But before we continue, I want to tell you about Odoo.
No, you don't, buddy. Where's that feature?
So much more. For me, one of them most useful today by using the link in the description below.
W sponsor though.
At this time, Justin was deep into his Justice World Tour, a massive 131-day global expedition that was supposed to be his triumphant return after a previous health struggle, when in June 2022, he posted a video that shocked the world. Half of his face was paralyzed.
As you can see, this eye is not blinking. I can't smile on this side of my face. This nostril will not move. So there's full paralysis in this side of my face.
He'd been diagnosed with Ramsay Hunt syndrome, a rare neurological condition that left him unable to blink in one eye or move half his mouth. He said his lifestyle was starting to take a huge toll on his health. Any reasonable management team would immediately have cancelled the tour and prioritised their artist's health, but allegedly his team continued to push him to perform. When Justin finally couldn't continue, the financial implications were catastrophic. He owed the concert promoter $26 million from a $40 million advance. Instead of helping his longtime client find a solution, it's alleged that Braun's company stepped in with what appeared to be a generous offer. They would cover the $26 million in debt to AEG, and allowed Justin to pay them back over 10 years. On the surface, it looked like Braun was saving Justin, but in reality he might have been transferring Justin's debt from one master to another, himself, the guy who controlled his entire life. And when Justin only made one payment before stopping, the debt just kept on growing. And then the hole starts to get deeper and deeper, and by 2023, Justin's business manager Lo Taylor conducted a financial review and made a shocking discovery. Braun had allegedly been overpaid $26 million in commissions over the years. Allegations turned to theft, and it also turned out that Taylor herself might not also be trustworthy. Firstly, although referred to as an accountant, she's actually apparently not qualified as one.
She was playing the role of business manager, which is a financial role, even though Lou Taylor had no financial background. She was not even an accountant.
She kicks off her career managing Britney Spears' sister, then acting as a spokesperson for the Spears family. Lo then ended up also managing Britney Spears and has taken all the credit for establishing Britney's conservatorship. And in classic Hollywood style, she was also later accused of having an affair with Britney's father, Jamie. It's a typical story of control and greed in Hollywood. Braun's company then eventually responded to Taylor by conducting their own internal audit, which concluded that Justin actually owed Braun an additional $1 million in unpaid commissions. Justin's team called this audit corrupt. The conflict escalated until they got one of the world's most respected accounting.
I ain't gonna lie, bro, I'm having trouble keeping up with everything, but one thing I do notice from all of this is that, bro, they is really just abusing Justin, bro. Like, this is sad, bro. So it's not even surprised to see the outcome that my boy has been on, you know what I'm saying, looking crazy on the internet and stuff like that. Like, just being exploited your whole life, bro. Ever since 13 years old, that's just insane. It's just like vultures, bro, just preying on somebody weaker than them because, like, it's a kid, bro. Like, you doing all this shit to a child, bro, that doesn't know any better. And that's exactly why niggas do it, because they an easy target. Especially if that kid making a whole lot of bread, bro. It's just crazy.
Firms to conduct an independent investigation. After 6 months of forensic analysis, PwC delivered their verdict in April 2025. Justin owed Scooter Braun $8.8 million in unpaid commissions. Let that sink in. After earning close to—
like, how does this even, like, stay on your conscience, bro? Like, sure, you're paid and you got all this money now, but, like, bro, you just had to ruin a young nigga's life to do all that shit. I don't know how niggas sleep at night with that shit.
$1 billion after years of sold-out tours and platinum albums, Justin Bieber was revealed to apparently be millions in debt to his own manager. The audit was so damning that Justin's team didn't even dispute the findings. As Bieber's finances were pulled apart in a very public way, the psychological damage was beginning to become impossible to ignore. By 2024, this revealed a man in deep crisis. The media put Bieber's downfall under the microscope, and he was starting to crack, just like anyone would in this Truman Show reality. Quote, "People told me my whole life, well, Justin, you deserve that, and I personally have always felt unworthy," he posted on social media. "Like I was a fraud, like when people told me I deserved something, it made me feel sneaky, like damn, if they only knew my thoughts, how judgmental I am, how selfish I really am." This was a textbook trauma response from someone who's been manipulated his whole life. The industry had convinced him that his success was undeserved, that he was lucky to have people helping him, and that questioning their methods made him ungrateful, that his entire life was owed to them. Back in December 2022, when the debts were mounting and the cash flow problems spiraled out of control, Justin made a decision that would haunt him forever. He sold his entire 291 song catalog to Hypnosis Songs Capital for $200 million. At 28 years old, Justin became the youngest major artist to ever sell their entire catalog, essentially trading his life's work for a bailout from debts that the industry system itself had created. A year later, he then fired Scooter Braun, but had been holding meetings for a new potential manager for about 3 years already. It's reported that Hailey, Justin's wife, led that decision. However, Braun, who also had Ariana Grande as a client, lost her business too. Within the last year, Braun also lost Demi Lovato and a bunch of other pending losses, all deciding they either want to go in different directions or they just outgrew him as a manager. Taylor Swift accused him of profiting from her distress when he acquired her music catalog, stating this is my worst case scenario, and describing it as someone who tried to dismantle her music legacy, now owning her entire life's work. It lends to where there is smoke, there's fire. Whatever the reason, Scooter has since retired. Throughout this financial crisis, Justin's relationship with Hailey became another target for industry exploitation. Their 2018 marriage was supposed to provide stability, but instead it became another source of content and speculation.
This nigga don't look in love, bruh. She looks like she's so in love, but my nigga just like, yep, this is life now. Well, and explains how he be treating her and shit.
Every public appearance was analysed for signs of trouble. Every social media interaction was dissected. When they looked happy, it was used to sell the narrative of a perfect couple. When they looked strained, it fueled divorce rumours that generated clicks and engagement.
Everything.
Then they welcomed their son, Jack Blue.
Bro, everybody in life, bro, is trying to capitalize off you. Now that I'm thinking about it, bro, that shit, I'm already knowing that shit is draining. Anybody in this world, you just look at everybody as your enemy, bro. Like, you know how unhealthy that is to have that as a mindset. Like, it just leads you to be like untrusting of people, bro. Like, type shit. It's crazy. Like, you feel like you got nobody to turn to, and you feel so alone in the world and shit. Like, that's crazy.
In August 2024, but their parenthood became another magnet for controversy. On Justin's first Father's Day, he posted that his fatherhood is not to be with Hailey later posting Father Day sucks ass. This was later removed, but the damage was done. The breaking point then came in June 2025 outside a Malibu restaurant. Justin, now a father trying to protect his family's privacy, confronted paparazzi who was stalking them.
Not me today, bro.
Happy Father's
No,
Day.
stop
Happy
that.
Father's Day.
Stop. I'm a real dad
Happy
with a
Father's
real
Day.
family. And you're
that
really
as
in
well.
front of my face. No.
Happy Father's
No,
Day.
no. We're gonna set boundaries here today with all of you today. You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you.
See, bro, and that's the thing about Justin Bieber, bro. Whenever he confront the paparazzi, this nigga be still respectful with it. You know, obviously upset because you gotta be, because these niggas is just drones, just, you know what I'm saying, leeching off you. Finding any little thing about your life to capitalize off and monetize and shit. But he always treat niggas like human beings, bro, even though they're not treating him like one. It's crazy. He always talk to him. He never get like physical to my knowledge, you know. He always talks him down like, yo, bro, like, I understand you doing your job, my nigga, but I'm a human being, nigga. Like, come on, nigga. Obviously, he not saying nigga, I don't hope. But yeah, bro.
It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
His desperation was genuine, and his plea for basic human dignity was felt by millions. But within hours, it just became another viral meme. A father's desperate attempt to protect his family turned into another.
Yo, imagine, bro, like, that's gotta be crazy, bro. You actually standing up for your family. This shit mean everything to you, and niggas just turn your shit to a meme. He should have not said, I'm just, I'm standing on business. Like, that shit is crazy. He had to have known that shit might have get like twisted to a meme and shit. They just really belittling my nigga whole shit, bro. Like, you gotta be so on 10 though. Like, that's the thing. Like, he shouldn't even have to like be on 10 like this, bro. Choose all his words carefully and shit, because he's a human being. Just like everybody else. He don't gotta be perfect. But since he's in the public's eye, bro, he gotta just micro like manage every single thing about his life and shit.
The punchline.
Or else shit gonna go bad. You know?
One of many throughout his entire career since childhood. Hollywood is so relentless, and unfortunately no one gets a pass. It doesn't matter if they're new parents or not, or if they're stars. If anything, a shot at their new family addition is more of an incentive to invade their privacy to get well paid. And you cannot reason with Hollywood's paparazzi hellhounds. So by early 2025, the damage was accumulating as Justin started to look more and more messed up in public appearances. His Instagram posts became increasingly erratic and concerning. In one series of deleted videos, he used face distorting filters and spoke in a high-pitched voice, claiming he'd spent part of his childhood in Alaska and making rambling religious references.
You know, Alaska living. I mean, I caught a couple. I was over there, I was fishing on the dock. I was, it must have been 17, 18, 19.
Yeah, this looks crazy, bro.
And I mean, when I tell you I reeled them in,
it seems warranted, but this does look crazy, my nigga. Like, shit, bro, I feel bad.
Bobby, I reeled him in. I don't mean to get in between.
His body language showed distress, with constant fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, and disconnection from reality that revealed either some serious mental health struggles or just substance issues. In more lucid moments, his posts were just heartbreaking, stating he was broken and implying it was all his fault. Meanwhile, his physical appearance certainly indicates drug use or just bad health, despite his team denying these allegations and saying that Justin is actually doing really well. He once even admitted to alcoholism and said he'd started his day with pills, and was lately seen at Coachella wire thin, gaunt, and clearly inebriated beyond alcohol alone. When you compare it to the young, innocent Justin Bieber being filmed by his mother, it's a very stark contrast. Now, it's obviously hard to have empathy for this guy, especially when he seems so insufferable in the years gone past, but it's scary to see what happens when an industry gets his hand on a
Does he seem insufferable? I didn't know that. I thought everybody loved this guy.
child and doesn't let go for 18 years. Even his mother's later admitted her fears about the industry. In her 2012 memoir, she revealed how she felt personally responsible for every contract and deal that shaped her son's future, and she was terrified of making decisions that might steer Justin towards the wrong people or damaging relationships.
Of course he would.
She admitted to following her instincts and acknowledged that her worst fears may have actually turned true, as Justin was indeed steered towards unhealthy relationships with figures like Diddy, and those very contracts she agonized over became the financial chains that would bind her son for decades. And then in July,
that is a crazy weight to have, like, in your hands. Like, every decision, it's like, yo, I know this is gonna directly affect my son, so I gotta be on 10. But like, she's just a mother. How would she know what decision to make versus which one not to make? Like, even the one with Diddy, like, we didn't know all this shit about Diddy. Hindsight be 2020. Like, the signs is clear now, but in the moment it was just like, oh, okay, I guess it's just how rich niggas is. Like, shit, who knows, bro? So yeah, it's tough.
2025, two things happened that started to surface the true nature of Justin's downfall. He settled his debts with Scooter Braun for over $30 million, and he surprise released his first album in 4 years. His comeback album Swag is a window into Justin's soul that looks so different to his earlier, more innocent music. It sounds like 21 tracks that feels like someone processing trauma in real time while the industry that broke him cashed in. Track 14, Therapy Session, has Justin telling comedian Drewski, "I've had to go through my struggles really publicly. People always asking if I'm okay starts to weigh on me." Other tracks touch on his turbulent relationships and marriage. The timing isn't coincidental. With Hailey's beauty company Rhode selling for $1 billion, the couple finally had the cash to buy Justin's freedom. But even as Justin paid up, Braun's people were telling reporters that Scooter felt taken advantage of, and had been patient with Justin while he
fuck
parted
this
away
nigga,
millions. Meanwhile, Justin's desperate search for meaning led him deeper into spiritualism. His Instagram became a stream of religious posts and pleas for spiritual guidance. But rather than a place of solace and peace, even his faith became another exploitation vector, as Justin threw himself into Hillsong Church, the celebrity megachurch known for its come-as-you-are aesthetic and A-list congregation. In 2014, during one of his darkest periods, he moved in with Pastor Carl Lentz for 6 weeks, becoming completely
This nigga's a pastor? I just can't believe that shit, bro. Like, imagine they're like, oh yeah, you're gonna move in with your pastor, and it's just this nigga. He just look like any nigga, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He sure as hell don't look like a pastor. Nigga look like he do, like, you know what I'm saying, weed, drugs, and shit. You know what I'm saying? That big ass chain hanging from his shit, like, nigga got tats, muscles and shit. You know what I'm saying? It look like this nigga be on hose a little bit too. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, he just don't look like a pastor.
His periods, he moved in with Pastor Carl Lentz for 6 weeks, becoming completely dependent on the charismatic leader who baptized him at 2 a.m. in an NBA player's bathtub. The relationship was described as mutually beneficial. Lentz helped rehabilitate Justin's public image, while Justin brought massive star power to the church. Former congregants described Hillsong's cultish atmosphere and celebrity obsession, where the leaders used their friendship with Justin to attract other celebrities, something exactly like Scientology. This wasn't really spiritual guidance, it was just the same manipulation playbook dressed in religious clothing. Eventually, Lentz was even fired in 2020 for multiple affairs and abuse allegations.
Dang.
Another person intimately connected to Justin who was struck off for being a disgusting, manipulative individual. Bieber later joined Church Home, which is a Hillsong spin-off fronted by a pastor named Judas Smith, who's been accused of other cult-like practices: childhood, adolescence, parenthood, finances, relationships, and spirituality. All the core tenets of a full life as a human seem to have been completely warped for Justin. Even with all the money and fame and looks that he's had, it seems like deep down he's left with nothing. And then there's the resurfaced Diddy connection that everyone's been dancing around. As Diddy continues to face charges, the footage of him with teenage Justin just looks so different today. And whether Justin was directly victimized or not, he was exposed to what federal prosecutors now call a criminal enterprise. But here's the real horror story. What happened to Justin isn't even unique. It's a well-worn template, and Hollywood's been perfecting this for decades. Just look at the trail of destruction. Whether it be Michael Jackson, Britney Spears, who's locked in a conservatorship for 13 years while generating $16 million annually for her handlers, Macaulay Culkin earning $23 million as a child while his father controlled every aspect of his life and finances, Lindsay Lohan churning out tabloid content even as she spiraled into addiction and legal troubles, or Amanda Bynes, whose public breakdown becomes daily entertainment while her mental health deteriorates. The Olsen twins, working since they were babies, developing eating disorders and retreating from public life entirely. Demi Lovato, who struggles with addiction and mental health, has just become part of a brand narrative. Each case follows the same pattern: early discovery, financial dependency, psychological manipulation, public breakdown, then either disposal or rehabilitation as content. And this model is going global. South Korea looked at Hollywood's child star machine and thought, we can do this better. Now 10-year-olds get signed as trainees, removed from their families and conditioned in company dormitories.
Wow.
When Shinny's life was passed by himself in 2017, he left a note about depression that was eating him alive. And the industry response wasn't soul-searching, it was just better PR management. China's got their own version with child influencers and pop stars disappearing into re-education when they step out of line. The UK churns through reality TV contestants on shows like Love Island, where producers keep psychological profiles detailing contestants' deepest insecurities, then deliberately exploiting them all for drama. When participants attempt to pass their own life, producers express concern while planning the next season. Hollywood created a system where childhood itself has become concern.
Love Island suicides. Oh shit. Raise concerns about reality show. That's crazy. I didn't even know I didn't know this was a thing. People were like taking their own lives based off this show. Wow. Everybody just going crazy about that shit. Oh my god, did you see the newest episode? Whole time this shit, it's really like, you know what I'm saying? It's really ruining some people's lives. That's insane.
Planning the next season. Hollywood created a system where childhood itself has become a commodity, where psychological damage generates more profit than mental health, where breaking someone down is more valuable than building them up. Social media just automated the entire thing, ensuring that any blind spot the media itself missed is covered, while platforming people to expose their innermost selves when they're most vulnerable and out of control. Something strays out of the Truman Show time and time again. Society funds this model. Every time people watch a celebrity breakdown video, they fund the exploitation. When Justin's desperate plea to protect his family becomes a viral joke about standing on business, it proved that even a father's attempt to shield his infant son is immediately trivial. Right now, somewhere in the world, another talented kid is being discovered. The same promises are being made about fame and fortune, but they're really just being fed into a giant machine designed to extract maximum profit from human talent, regardless of the psychological cost. So Justin doesn't really even need a comeback, he just needs an escape route. But this machine won't let go easily. They'll push until he breaks completely, and then drag what's left onto a stage for one final show. And if he refuses, they'll find another kid and start all over again. Because this industry doesn't create art or culture, it just creates trauma, then packages this as entertainment and sells it to people who mistake others as pain for pleasure. The machine is running, it's hungry, and it's looking for the next Justin Bieber. The question is, who's gonna feed it to them?
Hey, that was a good vid, my nigga. Shout out to you, bro. If it's one thing we've learned, bro, a lot of niggas in this world will do anything to get to the money, bro. And they don't care who they got step on to do that shit. And it's even worse, bro, when you find like a star as a child, and they do it on purpose, obviously, because the child doesn't know any better. It's like, oh yeah, bro, come on, you know what I'm saying? We see a talent in you, we gonna take care of you, all that. Don't worry about nothing. We got it. Don't even ask no questions. Everything is taken care of for you, and you just gotta live the good life. You know, do a few things here and there, but they don't tell you about all the fucking bills they gonna hit you with. You know what I'm saying? The loans and shit, the record deal that you gotta stay in, all the terms and conditions of this shit, how they taking your whole bread. Shit is crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everything in your life just becomes a way to make more money, bro. A way to make more money. Niggas always looking at your life. You can't even chill. You gotta do all this dumb shit. You can't even be a kid. Everything is just making money for the next person. And they all try to phrase it as, oh, we looking out for you, my nigga. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Emotional manipulation. When you try to stand up for yourself, it's like, oh, bro, but if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have none of this shit. you have all of us to thank. Like, it's really not even you. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be shit. And that's how niggas keep you loyal, keep you in check in a way. You know what I'm saying? Keep you exploited. And they do it over and over and over and over again with all these people, bro. And it just leads you to wonder, like, bro, how was you raised that you just so okay with taking advantage of young people like this, bro? Like, I don't believe I would ever do no shit like this, bro. I appreciate my parents for raising me the right way. I'm glad I didn't, you know, become famous early, because I could have just as easily ended up in any of their position, bro, if I was like thrown into stardom just like they was. You know what I'm saying? And they parents too, like Justin's mom, like, it's like she didn't know no better. It's like you can't even like fault her too much for this shit. She was like just getting told all these promises, just like Justin Bieber. She don't know nothing about the music industry or no shit like this, like Hollywood or nothing like that. So you can't even blame her either, bro. It's just these scummy ass vulture dumbass niggas, bro, preying on the weak and niggas who don't know shit. But that's just the way of the world, right? Shit is really corrupt, especially at the top, it seems like. So it'd be very refreshing when you see somebody that's like not really for that shit, but it's just very rare in this world, bro. It is very rare. But that's a crazy story. Hopefully Justin Bieber, you know what I'm saying, everything turns out well for bro, especially if he's not like a scummy person. He don't seem like a bad guy at all, in my opinion, unless there's something that I don't know about. But yeah, I hope the best for my boy. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video. You know what I'm saying? If y'all did, make sure to like it, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Love y'all. Peace.